Wife's 32F intellectual prowess is denting my 34M self-esteem. Should I compete or communicate? My wife, 32F, is an intelligent and talented woman who outsmarts me, 34M, in pretty much every field you can think of, from general culture to news, politics, and even maths. This has never been a problem for me until it began manifesting itself in our daily activities. We recently started playing this game, Golly Math Puzzle, which involves solving mathematical puzzles. It has this feature called Daily Challenge, with a leaderboard that ranks players based on their performance. My wife excels at it, and I must admit, I find it tough to keep up with her. She has taken to playing it every day, and it seems she's almost addicted. The problem is, she uses her victories to tease me about my abilities, and it's become a daily occurrence. I find myself feeling increasingly self-conscious and a bit belittled. I know I'm not as educated as she is, but I work hard to provide for my family. Her jibes about the game, though probably intended as good-natured fun, are starting to make me question myself and my abilities. I'm now at a crossroads and would appreciate some advice. Should I try and improve myself? Perhaps even take a few courses to expand my knowledge? Or should I talk to her and express how I'm feeling? Ask her not to compete with me in this way? I don't want to spoil the fun she's having with the game. But at the same time, I don't want to feel like I'm constantly underachieving. What do you folks suggest I do? TLDR. Wife outperforms me in many areas. Teases me and it's hurting my self-esteem. Should I work on self-improvement or discuss my feelings? Don't compete. Communication is the key. Otherwise you'll just build up resentment. If your partner is doing or saying something that's hurting your feelings, then you should communicate that to them in a calm and constructive manner. She may not realize how her words are affecting you unless you point it out. As for the game, practice more only if you want to. If you don't care enough about it, then don't. If your wife reacts appropriately to your conversation, you might even turn it into a bonding activity where she teaches you her strategies. Tell her how you are feeling. Teasing is no longer playful fun if your self-esteem is diminished. I'm sure if you are honest and tell her everything you wrote above, she will hold back on the bragging. You can always enroll in a few courses if that is something you want to do. It's always good to learn new things. You can always find something you are good at naturally and build on it. You said her jabs could be good-natured. Just let her know how you feel. It doesn't sound like she's trying to hurt your feelings. My wife's brain works a lot better than mine does. But I have always acknowledged her brilliance and she's always acknowledged my skills as well. I think just letting her know it's starting to hurt will be enough. If she loves you, she'll recognize it and lay off. Probably even tell you how smart you are too. In your own ways. Express how you're feeling. Frankly, your wife is being an ass about it, and I'd like to believe it's because she doesn't realize the effect it's having on your sense of self-esteem. Be sure to emphasize it's her gloating and teasing that's the issue, not her ability, as lots of men are intimidated by smart women for them being smart, which is much different than what you seem to be experiencing. I think you should talk to her about your feelings. She may not know she hurt you. I think competition between partners is fine, but only if it fosters growth between both parties. My BF and I are very competitive. In games, studying, etc. We just love winning and being the best if we win in a video game or something. We will joke about how he or I is better. However, we never attack another person's intellectual ability. There are many areas where my BF is more intelligent than me. I admit that. We do math and logic problems together, and whenever he gets it first, he teaches me his way and guides me through the thought process. It's always comforting and never like he's laughing at me. I think this is really useful. Like if you let go of your shame some and ask her, hey, can you explain this to me? Or show me what you did. That could be a bonding experience too. IDK, just a thought. Assert your physical superiority by demonstrating your ability to out-bench press her, then suplex her through the table like you're one of the Dudley boys. Alternatively, you could just accept that people are different and it's the differences that can make good teams. You make up for each other's weaknesses. If she's making you feel bad, tell her to knock it off. The only person you should compete with is yourself. To be better than you were yesterday. I agreed with others. Don't compete. The relationship is supposed to be a complement with each other. However, those puzzle games are really disadvantageous to you. It's like play tennis against a pro. So I suggest a different sort of game. Oh boy, didn't she massacre you. I think this post is an advertisement. Should I work on self-improvement or discuss my feelings? Ooh, we almost never get to give this answer here. Both. Sorry for making a big deal of it, but that's the answer. The first thing you need to do is speak to her. Let her know that you love her and feel that she outclasses you in a lot of ways. So when she makes jokes and teases you about these things, it hurts you even more, as you already have a little bit of an inferiority complex building. Assure her you know the complex is your issue and you'll be working on it. But tell her that it's going to be a much tougher road if she doesn't support you. The second thing to do is work on that complex. You see her as above you, and yet her emotional intelligence obviously isn't at the same level if she's teasing you. Or maybe it's her ability to read a person and see when lines have been crossed. Either way, she's a human being, not a goddess. And humans are flawed. You are not inherently inferior to her because mathematically speaking that's highly unlikely. There's just some things she does better and you've focused on those things. Perhaps they were what you identified with and for what sparked the attraction in your relationship and throughout your search for an identity within that relationship. Find the things you like about you and hammer them home. Depending on the depths of this issue, it will take time and effort, but it will always be worth it. Tell her you're happy to celebrate her success in the game and be her biggest cheerleader every day. But you don't need to be put down for her to look good, because it makes you feel devalued in the relationship. She outsmarts you in some things, but I guarantee you outsmart her in others. You just don't notice, because you aren't paying attention. If I were you, I would stop playing those games. I'm better than my husband at logic and math. He's better at grammar. He's also better at logistics, common sense, geography, spatial ability. I seem smarter, because my smarts are those that are valued. But we are both smart at different things. I'm a better driver, and he begs to differ. Says I drive like a turtle. Challenge her to reach something from the top shelf and tease her when she can't. In all seriousness, you should let her know she's actually making you feel bad about yourself with her remarks. Tell her you're proud of how smart she is and that she doesn't need to make you feel bad in order for you to know that she's awesome. If she's a good partner, she'll immediately take your communication seriously and catch herself when she's going to hit you with the banter. Yeah, but can she pee standing up? You married someone smarter than you. There is always an inequality in every relationship. Just communicate. Tell her that you get she's trying to be funny, but it's a worn-out joke. It doesn't sound like she is doing anything to purposefully hurt you, so definitely just talk about how you're feeling. Also, you obviously recognize that she's very intelligent, which you always knew, and shouldn't try to compare yourself to her in that way because that will definitely cause issues later on. Just be honest with her about her comments and hopefully she will stop with the teasing and still be able to enjoy the game. Yeah, WTF, why is she making fun of you for being more intellectually inclined? I'm way smarter than my husband. He knows this, he mentions it all the time. But if he calls himself stupid, I tell him no, he's not stupid. He has more common sense and emotional intelligence than me. He just excels at different stuff than I do. I'll play Wordle and I'm way better than him. He has dyslexia. Still, when I get stuck I'll ask him for suggestions. Yeah, half the time what he tells me isn't even close to how you spell a word. But he helps me get unstuck. You really should have a talk with her about how she's making you feel. Because what she's doing to you isn't right. Please talk to her and let her know that you feel sensitive about it. She clearly sees you as an equal or she wouldn't be teasing you. I literally saw this with Wordle and I do know that many partners feel I'm smarter than them, so I am reading this thinking I'll change a little, so I hope you give her the chance to lay off this. She shouldn't be having fun at your expense. Talk to her and tell her how it feels. This isn't about her intellectual prowess, it's about her belittling you.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic Haircast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.